Details on the death of a Hattiesburg teenager at Veterans Memorial Park.
Many events are taking place on campus in honor of Women's History Month. We'll take you to one of them.
And then coming on along in the show, since hurricane season is around the corner, we take a closer look at what South Mississippi families are doing to prepare for the worst.
The Golden Eagles baseball team opens up conference play. Gabe Calhoun takes us to the Diamond.
These stories plus your weekly Eagle interview.
SMTV News for March 20th starts now.
From the Chuck Scarborough Television Studio on the campus of the University of Southern Mississippi, this is SMTV News. News you can use.
Hello, USM. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kennedy Drake.
And I'm Gabby Cox.
And these are our top news stories for today. A juvenile was pronounced dead at Veterans Memorial Park on Tuesday, according to the Hattiesburg Police Department. Several citizens say that allegedly a 14-year-old boy ended up in a fountain and was electrocuted. A statement from the Hattiesburg Police Department says this is an ongoing investigation and more will be released when available. The statement also says first responders rendered aid, but the juvenile was pronounced dead at the scene. Mayor Toby Barker says, while we work to find the exact cause of the tragic accident, we ask our residents to lift up the families in prayer. Barker says this is someone's child, someone's loved one, and someone's friend, and to avoid speculation while the investigation continues.
In 2017, Toby Barker was elected as the mayor of Hattiesburg, and in 2021, he was re-elected with the 85% margin. Now he's running unopposed. I talked with him to see what's next for Hattiesburg. Mayor Toby Barker serves as the 35th mayor of Hattiesburg. He is a graduate of USM and is currently gearing up for his next term as mayor.
And I think we're just getting started. I think the potential for this city is limitless. And as we approach the 150th anniversary in 8 years of Hattiesburg, we want it to be at a completely new level that makes it poised to go and compete with all those regional places that sometimes we lose that talent to, like New Orleans, like Mobile, Baton Rouge. We think we can compete at that level. And so I'm just excited about the future.
Valencia Hill gives her perspective and talks about why she likes living in Hattiesburg.
So something I like about Hattiesburg is that there's like a lot of things to do. There's a lot of stores here that I've never been to, or a lot of restaurants. So I find it pretty cool. I actually found this new ice cream place today with my friend that I've never been to before. So yeah, I like how there's like plenty of things to do.
Toby talks about why he wants to encourage USM students to stay in Hattiesburg after they graduate.
We hope that students will consider staying in Hattiesburg after graduation. We'd love to help them be part of that and try to help them find employment. And I just think there's a lot to be had here in our city.
Yeah, actually I do plan to stay here after I graduate. Like I said, I'm from a smaller town. There's a lot more opportunities for like my career here because I'm a psychology major. There's more opportunities here for me than Meridian.
We will look forward to what's to come for both Hattiesburg and USM. For more information about Mayor Toby Barker, you can visit his website, tobybarker.com.
To learn more about what Hattiesburg has to offer, you can go visit hburg.org. March, as we all know it, is Women's History Month, and a special faculty panel titled Women Breaking Boundaries brought together professors to discuss gender in literature, history, and everyday life. The event was held on March 11th and 12th. It featured insights from scholars specializing in British literature, U.S. history, and gender studies. Attendees heard perspectives on how gender shapes society. The Women Breaking Boundaries panel, took place in LAB 101, featuring Dr. Nicole Jordan and Laura Mamina and Dr. Katina Maslowski. The professors shared their experiences studying gender and its role in society today. Dr. Mamina reflected on how gender studies changed her approach to history, while Dr. Maslowski emphasized the importance of including masculinity studies in gender discussions.
Labor requests are for men to also have the dignity of being the only earner in the family. And for some women, it was actually the luxury of staying home was actually part of.
The panel encouraged audience members to consider how gender shapes their own perspectives. It was also part of a two-day event celebrating Women's History Month.
Coming up on SMTV News, learn how South Mississippi residents are preparing for hurricane season.
And then also, Kiera Fox has your weather updates for this week. SMTV Weather is next.
Hi, I'm Leland Melvin, and I traveled to space twice as a NASA astronaut. Space technologies help protect our precious Earth. Space helps us monitor changes in carbon emissions, track the pace of climate change. It even helps us fight natural disasters. Make sure that you get out to your local science museum or go to spaceforall.us to explore and learn about space and science. Space is for all.
The great thing about a hearing check? No one makes you drink weird stuff, or drills your teeth, or dilates your eyes. It's just soothing me time in a quiet booth. Then bam, you can do the happy dance, because you're all done.
Untreated hearing loss puts you at greater risk for depression and anxiety. So what's holding you back? Let's see a hearing professional and get those ears checked. And let's dance.
Hey everyone, I'm Kiera Fox and here's your weekly weather breakdown. Today we're hitting a high of 64 degrees with a chilly low of 34, so you might want to keep a jacket handy. Now, let's get into our 6-day forecast. By tomorrow, things start warming up a bit. Expect a high of 70 and a low of 48. Then get ready for some warm weekends. Saturday jumps to 80 degrees during the day with a low of 51 at night. Sunday keeps that warmth going, staying at 84, for the high, but it won't be as cool overnight with a low of 58. As we head into next week, Monday cools down just a little to 74 with a low of 45, and by Tuesday, we're back to the sunny days. 77 degrees for the high and 50 for the low. Wednesday, we have a high of 78 and a low of 50. So, we get a little feel of everything this week, so make sure you bundle up so you're not cold, but not too much because you will warm up at some point. So get ready for those warmer days ahead. Since we've got through the ups and downs, let's talk rain chances for the next few days. Today is looking dry with a 0% chance of rain, so no need for an umbrella. Now for the rest of the week, tomorrow stays pretty the same with a tiny 2% chance of rain, which basically means we're still in the clear. Saturday bumps up with a little 8% chance, but still nothing to worry about. By Sunday, we start seeing a bit more. Moisture moving in with a 30% of rain. So you might want to catch a quick shower because the rain will be coming down just a little. Monday is another day to watch out with a 20% chance of rain, so don't be surprised if you need that umbrella. By then, Tuesday rain chances break down just to 5%, and Wednesday it drops down to 0% again. So we should be drying out pretty good. Overall, not too much to worry about. Again, thanks for tuning in with Fox, and I'll see you at the top.
Thank you, Kiera.
Southern Miss's baseball team had a mixed bag this week. We'll let you know more later.
This week is full of artistic events from performances to educational sessions. Our community calendar is next.
Here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side. By your side. And every day is a different day. Everything is in everything. Even when you think things can never ever be the same. Don't be scared of the world, I'll be here to stay. By your side. Even when your heart ain't listening, or your mind takes you a different way, towards a different path. All you gotta do is sit and ask. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
When the adults in a child's life talk early and often about the dangers of underage drinking, the message gets stronger every time.
I'll be by your side.
Talk. They hear you.
Welcome back, USM. My name is Kaylin Fox Thomas with your community calendar update. Let's jump right in. Tonight is the opening night of the musical Big Fish. It will be performed in the Tatum Theater, located in the Theater and Dance Building. Tickets are $18 for the public, $15 for faculty and staff, and $8 for students. Next up, on Saturday the 22nd, from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., the oboe, clarinet, saxophone, and bassoon studios will come together for Reeds to the Top. It will be a day of information and performances for reed instruments. Tickets range from $15 to $30 and are available online. Starting on Monday the 24th, the George Hurst Building Gallery of Art and Design will host the Art and Design Annual Student Show from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. It will include student artwork from the School of Performing and Visual Arts. This event is free to the public and the event will run through Wednesday. Lastly, on Tuesday the 25th, in Marsh Auditorium, Jordan Bach on viola and Allison Gagnon on piano will present a guest artist recital starting at 6 p.m. This event is free for all to attend. Well, that's all for your community calendar update. See you next time, Southern Miss.
Thank you, Kaylin. Each week, SMTV News partners with the Roy Howard Community Journalism Center to bring you stories on a wide range of topics impacting people and communities in Southeast Mississippi.
The center is based in College Hall on the USM campus in Hattiesburg, with news bureaus at the USM Gulf Park campus in Long Beach and at the state capitol in Jackson.
Hurricane season is less than 3 months away, but Jackson County residents aren't just watching the calendar, they're preparing for the stronger storms and rising flood risk.
Justin Glowacki spoke with residents and experts about what's changing and how you can get ready now.
For longtime Jackson County residents, hurricanes aren't just a possibility, they're a reality. Gloria Mooney has lived in Ocean Springs for 35 years. She remembers what it was like when Hurricane Katrina hit nearly 20 years ago.
The water came up all the way to our, at the bottom of the street, neighbors, and she had to swim up to our house. And she stayed with us for a little while.
While experienced residents like Mooney know what to expect, others are preparing for their first full hurricane season. Russ Lepigney moved to the area about 7 months ago and says he's still learning.
We are probably not ready for the hurricane season because we're new to the area. Like I said, our only preparation so far is make sure our gas tanks are full during hurricane season.
For much of the Gulf Coast, flooding is a major concern. Data from First Street Foundation shows 65% of all properties in Jackson County are at risk of flooding over the next 30 years. Longtime resident Chris Snyder says homeowners need to pay attention to one key factor: elevation.
That is the most important thing to know. How high are you and how high is the water?
Jackson County officials say they've made drainage improvements to reduce flooding, but Chad Brownlow with Emergency Management says residents still need a plan.
Go ahead and have a plan that you can execute, especially going into hurricane season. Get you a little go bag.
That's exactly what Jackson County resident Anita Piku does.
Basically, I keep me a go bag right there by the door. Me and my sister, we have one. If anything, they said, if even something happen at Chevron, we got a bag and we get and go. We ain't got to pack nothing. We ain't got to, it's right there.
Experts say hurricanes are getting stronger in a shorter period of time. WLOX meteorologist Taylor Graham says early preparation makes a difference.
You can't prepare enough for hurricane season, and the earlier you do it, the better. Whether that's the next time you do a grocery run, getting an extra pack of batteries, getting an extra case of water just to have on hand, just in case that we are under the gun and you need to evacuate, or you are going to be stuck in your home and you need those extra supplies. So the earlier that you can prepare for hurricane season, the better.
For the Roy Howard Community Journalism Center, I'm Justin Glowacki.
Damage from flooding and hurricanes has the potential to be detrimental, so having a plan could save you and your loved ones.
That's right. Now moving on along, our eager interview host, Kaylin Moran, has the head of the School of Media and Communication that helps prepare students for the job market.
Gabe Calhoun has all the recent baseball scores. SMTV Sports is after this.
I don't think I have ever seen in U.S. media this is how El Salvador celebrates Christmas.
There's a lot of great American holidays. Thanksgiving, Halloween, Arbor Day,
But if I had to pick my number one, it would have to be Pi Day.
Right now it's about making sure the traditions are alive and we still get that happiness and I'll say more of nostalgia of what we miss back home.
Here we started celebrating it with the students, and then we took some chance and we started celebrating it, and until now everyone loves celebrating it with us. So I think the community is a very good thing at USM.
What's going on, Golden Eagles? I'm Gabe Calhoun, your SMTV sports anchor. We have an action-packed sports segment for y'all, so let's get right into it. Digging into the diamond, the Golden Eagles baseball team had their conference opener this past weekend at the Pete against Old Dominion. The Eagles dominated the first game 11-2, with J.B. Middleton setting a career high on the mound with 10 punch-outs. As for Saturday, the Golden Eagles started out a little bit slow, but they would find their rhythm and get the bats going, as Joey Urban and Tucker Stockman would start a rally and Southern Miss wouldn't look back, winning 11-4. As for Sunday, the Golden Eagles tried to break out the brooms, but would be unsuccessful, as they would lose to Old Dominion 4-1, To cap off the week in baseball, the Eagles would play a neutral site game against the Ole Miss Rebels in Pearl. The Eagles came ready and won the game 6-2, hopefully getting a higher spot in the ranking. Staying on the diamond with softball, the Lady Golden Eagles traveled to Statesboro for a conference series against the Georgia State Lady Eagles. The Eagles would lose the series and start out conference play 1-2. As the first game was a hard-fought loss 4-1, but would bounce back with an 11-inning dogfight, winning a close one 2-1, and would lose the series 1-6 on Sunday. For your SMTV Player of the Week, it goes out to shortstop Ozzie Pratt, as he's been seeing the ball well at the plate, with a grand slam, a ton of RBIs, and even getting it done on base pass with a stolen base. That's all from me, Gabe Calhoun, and as always, Southern Miss to the top.
Thank you, Gabe. Up next on SMTV News.
This week's Eagle interview highlights the journey that the director of the School of Media and Communications went through as a student. Stay tuned.
Community Journalism Center, amplifying truth and combating false information across Southeast Mississippi, reporting what matters and giving control to the community. With our What is True hotline, we're fighting back against misinformation and disinformation, making sure our communities get the facts straight from the source. Through trusted journalism and a dedicated fact-checking process, we ensure every story is accurate and fair. The Roy Howard Community Journalism Center at the University of Southern Mississippi, reporting what matters through the Scripps Howard Foundation. Visit rhcjcnews.com.
You can just keep watching and scrolling, and the world will still feel like it's falling apart. Or you can take action by joining a movement that's creating lasting change instead. Because at World Vision, we believe that no situation is hopeless. Join a movement that's changing the world for good.
This week's interview features someone who is vital to the School of Media and Communication.
We have some insight on how he got to where he is today. Now it's time for your weekly Eagle interview.
Hello, Golden Eagles, and welcome back to Eagle Interview. My name is Kaylin Moran, and I'm your host. Today, we have a very special guest in the studio with me. He's the director of the School of Media and Communications. It's Dr. Edgar Simpson.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Simpson. How are you?
I am great, and it's great to be here.
Yeah, it's really, really wonderful to have you here and have the opportunity to speak to you.
Thank you. Always have time for you guys.
So I want to start by asking a little bit about your background. You know, where did you grow up? What did you originally go to school for?
Yep. I grew up in Morgantown, West Virginia, a long time ago when dinosaurs roamed the land. I actually have been involved in journalism since I was 12 years old. I started my junior high school newspaper, actually, very long time ago. Don't know whether it's still going. I suspect it isn't, but it went for a few years after I left. And I studied journalism at Marshall University, and I got my master's and doctorate in journalism at Ohio University in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I had spent a number of years in newsrooms in Missouri, Ohio, where I was reporter, city editor, managing editor, and then editor of newspapers.
That's really incredible. I can't believe you started your own.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yep.
really interesting
In
to
junior
hear.
high, yep.
Yeah.
We did not have a newspaper, and I went to, I think it was my not social studies, but social something teacher. And she goes, "That's a great idea. I'll help you do it." And so we did. And we had a group of about 8 to 10 folks, and we put out this once a month newsletter that we actually typed up on manual typewriters and delivered it, and everybody thought it was great.
Yeah, that is really,
We had
really
a sports
great.
section and everything.
So what kind of started that whole drive with the field of communication anyway?
Well, I'm a child of Watergate. So I'm not sure you guys even remember what Watergate is, but that was where 2 reporters for the Washington Post began investigating the president at the time, which was Richard Nixon, and where they discovered a whole bunch of shenanigans going on with the White House, the IRS, and political intrigue and all sorts of things, and so they began writing about it. And that became a very, very famous case. And that, as I remember, that was my first political awareness. So I was watching this, and what I didn't take away is wanting to be a politician. I took away wanting to be the journalist. I wanted to be the one who brought those kinds of stories to the public, and that fire has never left me.
Mm-hmm.
I continue to want to do that every day.
And I like what you mentioned earlier about having the flexibility to go out and be able to succeedingly do multiple different things. I think that's especially important when you're in a competitive job market, because it sets you apart from your neighbor or the person who was there before you. It's really important that you're being able to perform different skills in a sufficient way.
Yeah, well, and that's when we talk to employers every year, and we do talk to employers every year, they tell us that. They need somebody who can come in and do a competent video, but also write a competent social media post. They need somebody to pull the analytics. They need somebody to do all of these, to write a story for the website.
Yeah.
All of these different things. So they're asking our graduates to do that. And so it's our job to help our graduates see the skills and to demand that they at least take a crack at developing the skills that we know will make them competitive once they get out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very, very grateful that USM and both the School of Media and Communication are so good about encouraging their students to do that, not only through classes and courses and faculty, but also through those organizations we discussed. There's a lot of very good resources around campus that help students realize what they'll need to prepare for in the future and how they go about doing that.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Simpson.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure
I really
being here.
appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a very, very good discussion, so I really appreciate it. And thank you, Golden Eagles, for tuning in. This has been Kaylin Morin with Eagle Interview, and we'll catch you next time.
You can watch the full interview on our website, sm2media.com.
With that being said, obviously it's daylight saving time, and now we're springing forward. Some people are complaining about losing that 1 hour of sleep, but some people are enjoying it. Gabby, what do you think about it?
Honestly, I love the sun, so more time in the sun is better for me. I enjoy having a fuller day. There's so much that I have to do during the day, so more time during the day sounds good to me. What about you?
You know what? I could not agree more, because there's not enough time in the day. I have so much to do between going to classes, between being a student journalist, and so just having that more time to enjoy the sun and just have more time to do the things I have to do sounds good to me.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching SMTV News. Make sure to follow, like, and subscribe to Southern Miss Student Media. You can also find us on Instagram at sm2.usm. If you would like to submit a news tip, email us at sm2news@usm.edu.
Also, remember to pick up the latest copy of the Student Prince newspaper, available on campus and at locations across Hattiesburg. You can get SMTV News on demand, additional SMTV programs, and WUSM Radio anytime on our website, sm2media.com. That's it for SMTV News this week. Thank you for joining us, and remember, we'll see you on our next newscast. I'm Kennedy Drake.
And I'm Gabby Cox, and always remember, Southern Miss
to the top.